Why are large areas of the United States almost empty in 2025? Imagine states with rolling hills, beautiful mountains, or endless flat lands, yet hardly anyone in sight. What is keeping people away? Could it be the economy, very bad weather, or something even more unusual? In this video, we are looking into the 9 emptiest states in America, finding out why their populations are falling and what makes them so hard to live in. Stay tuned because some of these reasons are really surprising, and you will not believe which state comes first on the list. Number 1, Alaska. Imagine a place so huge it could cover Texas twice, and yet fewer people live here than in Columbus, Ohio. Alaska, the largest state in the U.S., is often viewed as an untouched paradise of huge wilderness, grand mountains, and wildlife that you will not find anywhere else. But living in Alaska brings its own special set of problems that make it one of the least populated states. With only about 733,000 people spread out over 663,000 square miles. That is about one person per square mile, which is very thin when you compare it to other states. For many, the wild beauty of Alaska is attractive, but the very tough conditions make it a hard place to live for a long time. One of the biggest problems in Alaska is the weather. Winters are very harsh, with temperatures often falling below -30 degrees Fahrenheit, -34 degrees Celsius, in many parts of the state, and in the northern areas, it is common for temperatures to drop as low as -60 degrees Fahrenheit, -51 degrees Celsius. The hours of sunlight are also very different. During the winter months, some areas have 24 hours of darkness, while in the summer, the sun barely goes down, giving up to 22 hours of daylight. This big change can be hard to get used to and affect everything from daily habits to mental health. The state's faraway location and poor roads also cause issues. Alaska has very few roads linking its cities and towns, and for many areas, flying is the main way to travel. This means that goods, services, and even everyday supplies are often more costly because of the high price of sending them to far areas. Housing can also be expensive, with the average home price around $390,000. And energy costs are very high because of the need for heating during long winters. In terms of money, Alaska depends a lot on the oil business, and this can make the state economy feel unsteady. In recent years, the oil business has had problems, leading to less money in budgets and fewer jobs. The average family income in Alaska is around $96,000, which is higher than the national average, but this can be balanced out by the higher cost of living. Even with these problems, Alaska gives amazing benefits for those ready to accept its rough beauty. It is home to the Northern Lights, the largest national park in the U.S., Wrangell St. Elias, and the opportunity to see glaciers, mountains, and some of the most natural wilderness left on Earth. But for most people, the long winters, high costs, and being far from everything make it a place to visit, not necessarily to live. Number 2, Wyoming. Wyoming is a state that is often praised for its wide open areas, beautiful natural views, and outdoor activities. But when it comes to living here, it is a different matter. With a population of just over 586,000 people in 2025, Wyoming is the state with the fewest people in the U.S. and honestly, a state that most people drive through rather than move to. Spread across 97,000 square miles. That means the state has only about 6 people per square mile, which is very thin compared to more crowded areas in the U.S. One of the reasons why Wyoming population is so low is its economy. The state depends a lot on natural resources like coal, oil, and natural gas. And while these businesses bring in money, they also make the state depend on a changing world market. When prices for these things fall, Wyoming economy hurts and jobs can quickly go away. The average family income in Wyoming is about $77,000, but outside of the energy field and farming, the state does not have many different job choices. The largest city in the state, Cheyenne, has a population of around 65,000, and even this city does not have the wide choice of jobs, stores, and cultural things that bigger cities offer. Wyoming being far from other places also makes it a hard place to live. While the state is famous for its great outdoor chances like Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Teton Mountains, it does not have the busy city setup that many people want. Public transportation choices are almost none, and you will need a car to go from one town to the next. This country lifestyle is great for those who like being alone, but it can feel lonely for others. The weather in Wyoming does not help. Winters are long and tough, with temperatures often falling below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and snowstorms can go on for days. The state gets about 50 inches of snow each year, and driving can be risky in the winter months. Summers are short and can be quite hot, often going over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. But the lack of air conditioning in many homes and buildings can make these months hard as well. Number 3, Montana. Montana, often called Big Sky Country, is as large as it is empty. Covering over 147,000 square miles, it is the fourth largest state in the U.S. Yet fewer than 1.14 million people live here in 2025. That is fewer people than you would find in San Antonio, Texas, packed into a space the size of Germany. So why does Montana feel like an empty paradise? For one, the economy depends a lot on farming, tourism, and mining businesses that do not bring in large groups of young workers. The weather, let us just say it is not for weak people. Winters in Montana can be very harsh, with temperatures often falling below -20 degrees Fahrenheit, -29 degrees Celsius. In towns like Havre, snowstorms can cover everything, and bad snowstorms can make country areas impossible to reach for weeks. And while summers are warm and nice, they bring wildfires that burn thousands of acres every year. Not to mention, Montana has one of the largest grizzly bear groups in the lower 48 states. About 2,000 bears live in its forests and mountains. You will want to think carefully before going on that nice walk without bear spray. Montana job market is not growing quickly either. The average family income is around $73,000, below the national average, and chances for better jobs are few outside of bigger cities like Billings or Missoula. Housing costs are okay, with an average price of $502,000, but its country style means many areas do not have modern things. Cell phone service can be weak. High-speed internet needs waiting. Even with the problems, Montana is a great place for people who love the outdoors. Glacier National Park and Yellowstone bring millions of visitors each year, attracted by its clear lakes, rough mountains, and wide plains. But for most, visiting is enough. Living here, that is a way of life few are ready to choose. Number 4, North Dakota. North Dakota is the kind of place where you can stand in the middle of the road and not see a car for miles because there might not be anyone around to drive one. With a population of just 788,000 in 2025, North Dakota is one of the least populated states in the country. The huge open flatlands, harsh winters, and few city areas keep many possible residents away. The winters are well known and not in a good way. Temperatures can fall to -30 degrees Fahrenheit, -34 degrees Celsius, and bad snowstorms are so strong that schools and businesses often close for days. Fargo, the state's largest city, may sound like a busy place, but it has fewer than 130,000 residents, small by most measures. The economy depends a lot on farming, with wheat and sunflowers covering the fields, as well as oil work in the Bakken area. While the oil increase brought jobs, the business is not steady, leaving the state open to money changes. Housing is low cost, with the average home price around $286,000, but low price alone does not bring people when fun choices are few. North Dakota has about 1,700 restaurants across the state. Compare that to New York City, which has over 25,000. If you like being alone and quiet nights under the stars, this might sound great, but for most, it feels too separate. Even with its problems, North Dakota has good points. The air is among the cleanest in the nation, crime is low, and the community spirit in its small towns is strong. Still, for many, the very bad weather and few chances make it a better place to visit than live. Number 5, South Dakota. South Dakota is often not noticed next to its northern neighbor, but it is just as empty when it comes to population. With just 929,000 people spread across 77,000 square miles, it is one of the least crowded states in the U.S. That is only about 11 people per square mile for comparison. New Jersey has over 1,200 people in the same space. The weather in South Dakota can be hard. Winters bring very cold temperatures that often fall below -10 degrees Fahrenheit, -23 degrees Celsius, along with strong snowstorms and icy roads. Summers can be just as tough, with very hot weather and bad thunderstorms that often have hail the size of golf balls. Tornadoes are also usual, with an average of 36 tornadoes landing in the state each year. These changing conditions make farming a big business here a very hard job. The economy depends a lot on farming, tourism, and mining. While Mount Rushmore and Badlands National Park bring millions of visitors every year, the jobs outside of these businesses are few. The average family income is around $73,000, below the national average, and many young people leave the state looking for better chances elsewhere. Housing is low cost, with an average home price of $319,000. But South Dakota country style means fewer modern things, like high-speed internet or busy fun places. One of the biggest attractions of South Dakota is its natural beauty. From the beautiful Black Hills to the rolling flatlands, the state gives endless outdoor activities. But for most people, the attraction of wide open spaces is less than the being alone and harsh conditions. It is no surprise South Dakota stays a state where visitors come to see but think twice about staying. Number 6. Vermont. Vermont is famous for its fall colors, maple syrup, and nice small towns, but its population has stayed the same for years. In 2025, only about 648,000 people call Vermont home, making it one of the states with the fewest people in the country. Even with its pretty charm, Vermont has trouble bringing in and keeping residents. One of the biggest problems is its economy. Vermont job market depends a lot on farming, small businesses, and tourism. While its dairy farms make 63% of New England milk, the business has falling money and worker shortages. Tourism goes up during the fall and ski time, but the lack of jobs all year leaves many residents doing seasonal work. The average family income is around $80,000, which is not a lot considering Vermont's high cost of living. The weather is another reason people stay away. Winters are long and tough, with temperatures often falling below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 18 degrees Celsius. Snowstorms can bring several feet of snow, and country roads can become risky. Add that to few public transportation choices, and you have a state that is hard to move around if you do not have a good car. Housing is also hard. While the average home price is about $411,000, Vermont's strict rules on building and few homes available make it hard for new people to move in. And while the state is proud of its natural beauty and close groups, younger people often find it too separate. Vermont's largest city, Burlington, has a population of just 45,000, leaving many wanting the energy and chances of bigger city places. Even with its problems, Vermont has much to give. It always ranks high among the safest states in the U.S., has a strong care for the environment, and has some of the best fresh food dining in the country. But for many, the quiet country lifestyle is not enough to make Vermont their long-term home. Number 7. Maine. Maine might be known for its beautiful coastlines, lobsters, and nice lighthouses, but it is not the easiest place to call home. With a population of just over 1.4 million in 2025, it is one of the least populated states in the U.S., especially with its 35,380 square miles of land. The state is full of charm, but that charm does not always mean easy living. The economy is a mix of farming, mostly potatoes, tourism, and seafood. Lobster fishing is a very big business here, with over 80 million pounds of lobster caught each year. But the state has a big problem of falling population, especially in country areas. In fact, many towns in Maine have seen their numbers go down steadily, with younger people moving to bigger cities for better jobs. The average family income is around $73,000. And while that is okay, it is not enough to beat Maine's high cost of living and few job chances. Maine winter weather is another big reason. The state gets over 70 inches of snow each year, with temperatures often falling below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 6 degrees Celsius, in the winter months. The tough weather brings high heating costs, snow clearing costs, and long stretches of being cut off when storms make roads unusable. In more country areas, many homes are far away and hard to reach without good transportation or help services. Home prices can be surprisingly high, with the average home price around $420,000, especially in coast areas. While the state is famous for its outdoor beauty walking, skiing, and the beautiful Acadia National Park, most people visit rather than live. With a shrinking younger population and a focus on seasonal visitors, Maine has trouble staying appealing as a full-year home for new people. Even with all these reasons, there are still people who call Maine home for its peace and quiet. But for most, the harsh winters and money limits make Maine a beautiful but hard state to live in for a long time. Number 8. Nebraska. Nebraska might be known for its cornfields and cattle farms, but do not let its famous farming trick you. This state has a population issue. With 1.99 million people spread out over 77,000 square miles, it is another large state where people are few. Nebraska population thickness is among the lowest in the U.S., and unless you love open flatlands and long roads, this is not the place for you. The weather in Nebraska is as tough as it is hard to guess. Winters can fall to -10 degrees Fahrenheit, -23 degrees Celsius, with very cold winds moving across the state. Tornadoes are also a normal thing, with 14 to 20 tornadoes usually reported each year. The state summers are very hot, often reaching 90 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, and dry times can come, making farming, especially corn and wheat, a risky work. Nebraska economy depends a lot on farming, animals, and energy, and while these areas make money, they do not give many different job choices. While the state capital, Lincoln, has some school and health jobs, the job market as a whole is few. The average family income in Nebraska is around $76,000, with average home prices around $282,000. But with a farming-focused economy, it is hard to find different work unless you are in farming, building, or energy. The thin population also means fewer fun and social chances. While the state is known for college football with the University of Nebraska, Cornhuskers being a big attraction, it does not have much else in terms of big cities or cultural things. Many people leave for bigger cities looking for more chances, whether for work or way of life. Even with being a peaceful, low-cost state with low crime, Nebraska's few job chances and hard weather make it not likely for most to call home. The state has much to give in natural beauty and farming, but for many, it is not enough to make it a long-term place. Number 9. New Hampshire. New Hampshire is a state known for its pretty views, including beautiful mountains, lakes, and forests. But living here can be more hard than it looks. With a population of just around 1.42 million people in 2025, it is one of the least populated states in the U.S., especially with its 9,300 square miles of land. The state might have lots of natural beauty, but when it comes to everyday living, it has several problems that make it less attractive to possible residents. One of the reasons for New Hampshire's low population is the cost of living. While the state has no sales tax or income tax, making it a good place for some businesses, it has quite high property taxes. The average home price in New Hampshire is $524,000, which is a lot more than the national average. Besides, housing costs, power and healthcare costs are often higher than in other parts of the U.S., making the total cost of living higher than many think for a state without a state income tax. Job chances in New Hampshire can also be few. The state economy depends a lot on making things, technology, and tourism, but the job market is quite small compared to other states. The average family income is around $97,000, which is okay, but many people find that the jobs available do not always fit their skills or work dreams. Young people especially move to bigger cities like Boston or New York, where pay is higher and jobs are more different. New Hampshire weather adds another level of trouble. The winters here are long and tough, with average temperatures often falling below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and over 70 inches of snow can pile up every year. The state country style means that many homes are in far areas, making it hard to travel during snow times. The state higher ground also brings shorter summers and bigger temperature changes all year. Even with these problems, New Hampshire has much to give for those who can handle it. It ranks high in schooling, public safety, and healthcare, and it gives a strong community feeling in its small towns. For many, the peaceful beauty of New Hampshire views, together with the feeling of peace and safety, makes it a perfect place to visit. But living here for a long time can feel harder.